I feel like I receive messages sometimes in meditation, but I don't know whether or not I can trust what I get. That's what a client told me recently. Does that sound familiar? You're in meditation, you're in the shower, maybe in that stillness before you fall asleep, and some kind of intuitive thought or message comes. And within moments, you doubt it. Like, was that real? Did I just make that up? Where did that come from? This is really common, and I hear it from new clients all the time, and I've experienced it myself. But even though it's common, I want to encourage you to move past this because there's a real cost to not getting over this doubt or lack of clarity. First of all, you slow down your spiritual growth. You interrupt the development of your intuition and psychic abilities. Second, you cut yourself off from valuable guidance that your higher self and spirit guides are sending you all the time. And all they want to do is help you create a more joyful, satisfying life. And also, you keep yourself stuck in your current level of awareness. You maintain the status quo. If you're new here, I'm David. I help people who feel connected to Lemuria unlock the wisdom and abilities they brought with them into this lifetime. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you'll find a link below in the description. So here's something that happened to me many years ago. I was in meditation and suddenly I felt the presence of Master Jesus, or who I felt was Master Jesus, and I received the message. But within moments, I started wondering, where did that come from? Is that even real? I mean, who am I to get a message from you-know-who? You know, it's kind of like getting a voicemail out of the blue from a celebrity, right? You listen to it and you think, okay, this can't be real. Someone's pranking me. So when we have these kinds of experiences, why do we doubt it? Well, there are three common reasons. First of all, the message sounds like us. It's in our mind, it's in our head. Second, if the message is wise or kind of profound sounding, the ego will jump in and start questioning its validity. And if this was not something that you were actively searching for, then your mind will jump in and say, it's just your imagination. So let's look at these one at a time. First of all, the message or thought sounds like you. It makes perfect sense. Spirit guides, your higher self, they don't have vocal cords. The primary way they have to communicate with you, and this isn't the only way, but the primary way is by delivering thoughts into your awareness. So they look for an opening and they deliver a message, a thought, an inspiration. And the reason it sounds like you is that because the thought is in your own mind. You receive something, but it sounds like you because it's using your vocabulary, your understanding, your sense of humor even. It's using what's already in your mind, what's part of you to communicate. So of course it sounds like you because it's in your own thoughts. Now, why does the ego jump in and start to question it if the message is a little bit wise or profound sounding? Well, that's usually not the way that you talk to yourself or think to yourself. So it feels a little foreign to have this kind of wise, profound, or insightful thought come up because that doesn't happen all the time with you. That's not the way you talk to you. And thirdly, why you think it's your imagination is usually because you're not actively searching for something, that the message seemed to come out of the blue or come out of nowhere. Because you weren't searching for it, then the mind will jump to, well, it has to be your imagination, because that's probably what somebody else would say if you told them what happened to you. So now that you have a better understanding of where the doubt comes from, let's talk about how to dissolve it. And by the way, in Lemuria, we wouldn't have doubts like this. We were so aware, we were so connected to both the physical and non-physical worlds that it wouldn't even cross our minds to doubt it. We trusted the process of life. We trusted that the universe would always have answers and clarity and solutions for us. So we had a knowing, we trusted. But today we're living in a much different reality than we did back in Lemuria. So here are three simple tests that you can use anytime you receive a message or an intuitive thought and you feel those doubts starting to rise. And I recommend using all three of these: the quality test, the feeling test, and the heart test. Okay, the first one, the quality test. This is where you look at the quality of the message you received. Is it loving? Is it simple? Is it concise? Is it uplifting or encouraging, positive? If it has these qualities, you can pretty much guarantee that it either came from your higher self or from a high vibrating spirit guide, because it feels that way. Now, if a message you received sounds like a critical teacher or an overbearing parent, if it's negative, critical, if it's judgmental or blaming in any way, those characteristics, those qualities indicate that that didn't come from a high vibrating source. That did not come from your higher self or the guides that love you so much. It came from someplace else. The second test is also easy, the feeling test. Think back to when you first received that message. How did it feel? And if it felt positive, if it felt warm, if there was a sense of, oh, that's nice, that's a reason to trust it. But then also think about, okay, how did it feel when your ego jumped in and started doubting it or questioning whether this was even real? How did you feel then? Usually, you'll notice a distinct difference between feeling, oh, that was nice, and feeling deflated once your ego jumped in and started analyzing it or picking it apart. And the final test is my favorite. I use this one all the time. Ask your heart. Just take a moment, connect with your heart, take a breath, and just ask, was this a message from Spirit? Was this a message for me? Was it intended in love? Your heart always knows what's true for you. And so this is one of the most reliable sources for not only releasing the doubt, but also developing your trust and your intuition and your ability to listen. Here's what I want to leave you with. Every time you hear something or read something, there is a part of you that knows almost immediately what's true for you. It doesn't need to be true for anybody else, but there is a part of you that knows what's true for you. And remember, your heart and your higher self always know what's true for you. So trust that knowing, trust that inner discernment. You have your own internal guidance system that will always point you to what is true for you. And the more you practice this, the more you think about it, the greater trust you'll develop. Trust that knowing, trust your heart, trust your own powers of discernment. If you've been doubting the messages you receive, or you feel like you suffer from a lack of clarity when you do get messages, this is exactly the kind of work I do. I help people reclaim their innate wisdom and spiritual abilities. If you're curious about working with me one-on-one, I invite you to book a clarity session with me. There's a link below down in the description. I'd like you to try something over the next few days. The next time you receive a message or an intuitive thought, write it down. That really helps. Then apply the quality test, apply the feeling test, and then ask your heart. It's that simple. Write it down and apply the 3 tests. And once you do, I'd love to hear from you down in the comments. How did that go for you? How did it feel? And if you experience receiving messages and thoughts and what feels like guidance, but you doubt it, I'd love to know what kind of thoughts come up, what kind of resistance comes up for you when you receive those messages. I read all the comments and I would love to hear from you. Thank you for spending this time with me, and until I see you again, I send you my love and light from Lemuria. Aloha.